Hello, Micheline.
Hi, Otis. How are you?
I'm doing good, and we need to say welcome to
our
viewers
to yet another exciting episode of our Erongo Talk today.
And we are coming to you all the way from the comfort
of our own studio.
Yes, yes, yes. So please sit back, relax,
and enjoy the show with us.
Exactly, exactly. So Micheline, what do we have in store for today?
So firstly we'll have the news segment, and then we'll speak to Annelien Langenstrassen from the Angling Club.
Yeah,
from
Penquin.
Penquin, yes. Penguin Club, yes.
Yes.
We'll also bring you some weather, and we'll also share the news segment. As I said, I will be doing the news today, so you should stay tuned.
Yes.
And what
Any highlights?
Yes, we have highlights of the Otis. You did an absolute amazing job at the Walvis Bay Yacht Club Offshore race recently, so we're also going to show you some snippets of that.
Yes.
So what else do we
The
have
weather?
in store? Yes, weather, and yes, we'll bring you some weather.
And then we have a secret, but a surprise, a surprise, but you'll need to stay tuned.
Definitely.
If you want to know what's up, stay tuned, and hopefully you're going to enjoy this.
I'm super excited for that.
Something new, something fresh. We are bringing to our show today. But first and foremost, we are heading to our calendar day, and today is card playing day, Micheline.
Yes.
So, do you play card games?
I do. I played a lot with my mom because she's very competitive. We play Take-Two and we play camps. What do you like?
Stierkaart.
What is that?
It's something Afrikaans where you have to pass on cards and you have to build until you have a house of 4, and then you slam it and you say
camps or
stierkaart, and but that's one of my favorite ones. Yeah.
All right,
so
stay tuned.
Enjoy the clip with us.
In our news today, according to indications, 7 Christmas babies were born in the Erongo region. Walvis Bay State Hospital welcomed 3 babies, 2 girls and 1 boy, into the world on Christmas Day. The mothers and their healthy babies were joined by nurses Miriam Hangula, Ana Maria Alwendo, and Aili Hailapa of the Walvis Bay State Hospital maternity ward. Cecilia Nyemutwa gave birth to a baby girl, Veronica, who was the first to arrive just 9 minutes before 1. She weighed 2.3 kgs at birth. Andiswa Towases gave birth to baby Imola at 7:25 in the morning, and Imola weighed 2.5 kg at birth. Ginyekwa Shiwambili gave birth to a baby boy Tangeni just 10:24 in the morning. According to the nurses at the maternity ward, 3 other babies were still due at the time that this article went to print, and a girl was born at Omaruru District Hospital at 3 o'clock to mother Rachel Martin. Another girl was born to mother Justina Pietrus at 3 in the afternoon at the Usakos District Hospital. And at that time, both babies did not have names yet. Sadly, on an unfortunate note, while the mothers were celebrating their Christmas babies born, the birth of Christmas babies are celebrated and publicized annually, but for Hayley Kotze, it was rather a case of mourning than celebrating life, as she gave birth to a stillborn baby son in the Swakopmund District Hospital on Christmas Day. She told her story to Erongo 24/7 on Monday, claiming that the version of the medical staff and officials of the health ministry were only partial. When dates of births are forecasted, these are estimates. One cannot force the baby to arrive on a specific day, she said. According to the grieving mother of two separate sonars were done on the predicted day, which the baby would come either on the 24th or 25th of December. She was looking forward to the birth of her son. Medical examinations have shown both her and her unborn baby to be healthy. Kotze started experiencing abdominal pain on Wednesday, which was the 22nd of December, and it intensified to such an extent that she had to go to the hospital at night. I was just in pain. It was about time for him to come, even though it was a day or two earlier than forecasted. I have been carrying for 9 months and the time was about right, she said. According to her, the medical staff inspected her and the baby, and there was a good heart beating from him, there was movement, and her baby seemed to be healthy. But instead of keeping her in the hospital to be monitored, they sent her home. They said they cannot keep me because there was not enough place in the hospital, she said. For this story and more, you can visit our website on www.erongo.com.na. Stay tuned.
Welcome to our very first edition of Between the Lines, and I have with me my colleague Adam Hartman, the author of a story about a woman who gave birth to a stillborn baby on Christmas Day. Now we know social media can be a very harsh environment, so you got a lot of flack for breaking this story. So how did the story come to you, Adam?
It was the day before, or on that day actually, we were actually calling around the region, all the hospitals, to celebrate all the Christmas babies born. I mean,
Yes.
that's a media tradition in a way, of sorts.
Yes.
And there were some babies, I think about 4 or 5 babies born in the region. People on social media, we posted it, and it went viral in a way. People celebrated them, congratulated the mothers,
Yes.
and the parents,
Yes. Yes.
and welcomed the newborns into the world.
Yes.
And little did we know of this incident. Hayley Kotze, young mother, who gave birth to a stillborn son.
Yes.
We only heard about this when somebody, not sure whether it's a friend or relative, informed us via our Facebook Messenger
Yes.
that there was this incident and that we need to look into it. And so from there, obviously what we do is we start making phone calls.
Yes. You also mentioned the identity of the mother. Why?
It is sensitive, and it is something that people don't necessarily want publicity for. We've got these subjects. It's very personal. It's very intense. It's a great loss. It's a loss of the fruit of one's body.
Yes.
And I did contact this person, and I made it very clear to Hayley that we've heard of this story, that we are interested in covering it, and also made it very clear that if she is not comfortable with us covering it, we will leave it right there. Although I did encourage her that it might be a good idea to bring this to the light, because she's not the only person who suffers this type of loss.
Yes.
It happens a lot.
Yes.
And as you know, we've covered several stories in the past,
Definitely.
even quite recently. And there have even been incidences where the health facilities have been investigated.
Yes.
Be it internally or questioned externally.
Yes.
On their practices and so forth. Now, that's another subject.
Yes.
But we made it very clear, I made it very clear to Hayley that we will be using her name. She was fine with it. I even said to her that if she can offer us a photo and put a face to the story, to have a human face,
yes,
that will be excellent, because a lot of these parents don't want to come out.
Yes.
And they just leave the story, sweep it under the carpet, hope it never happens again, or
yes,
pretending it never happened. She agreed to it. She even sent me photos of herself in the hospital bed. And yeah, she gave her permission. And I think that's great of her to do that.
Very courageous.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
But it puts that human face to a very human reality.
Adam, you went ahead, you did the story, you contacted all the relevant authorities. What would you say was your aim in doing the story, in telling the story?
Well, that's exactly what it is. Look, I'm not there to give my opinions. Yes, when you write stories, your presuppositions do sometimes filter through, unintentionally. But the aim of the story was to tell the story, as you rightly said. We have to tell the story. People were celebrating Christmas babies.
Yes.
Meanwhile, this young mother lost her baby. Now, for us to now point fingers would not be the right thing to do.
Yes.
I contacted her. She told us her story. Very sad story. People can read it on our website.
Yes.
And I contacted the health officials. I actually spoke to the most senior health officer in the region, the director of health, Anna Jonas. And she explained to me that this was the situation. The patient was inspected, and she presented the hospital with a stillbirth. And that if there are any other concerns or issues that the family might have, then they need to bring it to the hospital so that they can further investigate.
Yes. I think it's also very important to emphasize that you verified the information. You got permission to use the name of the person involved. What would you like to say? Because initially people started attacking you, and then others came on board and said, but wow, this is sad. Others realized that there was another dimension to this story. It was not being done for sensationalism. You know, what would your message be?
Otis, we try and stay away from sensationalism, although that might be a subjective view. People read into something and they might see sensationalism because it might have a shock effect. If you look at the interactions that took place on that specific post on social media, the majority of people reflected their approval of the subject.
Yes.
Their understanding. They gave the aspect of care and of love. Support. I don't care much how people attack me. That's in our profession, okay? But at least the support was channeled towards Hayley Kotze, who lost her baby.
Yes.
Now, we understand that there is always a minority of people who make the loudest noise.
Yes.
All right? And we as news workers, news writers, we must be very, very careful that we don't allow the loud minority to influence and impact the truthfulness and objectiveness of our news coverage.
Now there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And now for some fishing news. For most of the morning on the day of the 34th Penquin Angling Club Bonanza held at Henties Bay, the heaviest fish was Johannes Hatting's 14.4 kilograms kabeljou he caught at Canopy. It was also the first fish to be weighed in on Sunday for the competition and signaled an impressive start to the Bonanza. Most of the fish to be brought to the scales at the Henties Bay Sports Club, where the Bonanza's main activities were set, were large kabeljou. The impression was that this year's 20,000 Bonanza fish would go to a kabeljou, and for 3 hours it seemed that kabeljou of Mr. Hattings was to be the winner. Enter Terence Peterson with his 18.195 kilogram steenbras caught at mile 87. When it was hung as leading fish and noted on the leaderboard, it stayed in this position until Peterson's steenbras was hailed this year's Bonanza fish, earning the angler $20,000 Namibian. He caught it early and already with his second cast. His first cast, baited with octopus and pulsar, landed him a small sand crab. Once he removed it, his second cast produced the winner. It was when the little bull took it. It feels fantastic and I am overwhelmed. I take part in this competition every year and I just thought this would be another year where I took a chance. I did not expect to win, he told Erongo 24/7 after the prize giving ceremony. The categories included the Bonanza fish, the heaviest overall, top 3 steenbras, top 3 kabeljou, top 3 dassies, blacktail and galjoen, the heaviest barbel, catfish and the heaviest game fish. The winner of the steenbras category went to Sea Lash with his fish weighing in at 12.270 kilograms. He caught it at Winston. The top 3 steenbras combined weight was 36.125 kilograms, and with the Bonanza steenbras, this fish species dominated the scales with a combined weight of 54.32 kilograms. The prize for the winning kabeljou went to Werner Redlinghuis with his fish of 17.990 kilogram, missing the Bonanza prize by less than 200 grams. Redlinghuis reeled in his kabeljou at Bakleigat. The combined weight of the top 3 kabeljou was 48.82 kilograms. The winning galjoen was caught by Henny Schrader. A 1.675 kilogram buttercup landed at mile 30, while the jager caught the largest dassie, tipping the scale at 1.945 kilogram. Gideon Libbe impressed with a very late entry for the largest game fish, dominated by shad, until about 15 minutes before the scales were closed at 16 hours. He caught a 1.935 kilogram leervis near the Swakopmund pump station at mile 7. The winning barbel belonged to a young De Wet and weighed in at 0.5 kilogram. It was a catfish. Former Bonanza winner and member of the Penquin Angling Club, the organizers of the event, as well as one of Namibia's top women anglers, Annelien Langenstrassen, said that the Bonanza was absolutely fantastic. We are very happy with the outcome and the fish that were brought in. We were completely surprised with the fish that won because we thought it would be the kabeljou that takes the prize, but it was the steenbras, she told Erongo 24/7, adding that the competition was getting tough and that the anglers were starting to chew their nails when they saw the competing fish hanging at the weighing station. According to her, all the winners' fish will be donated to the Henties Bay Old Age Home for charity. Christo van der Merwe of King Prize Insurers, who was the main sponsor of the event, said that they were very proud to be the sponsors at this year's event. It was a great opportunity for our company and the anglers did great in reeling in that great fish. People have stuck at home most of the time due to COVID, but this year was a time to get to the fishing waters and enjoy the competition, he said. And that brings us to the conclusion of today's fishing news.
Alright, ons is weer hier saam met Annelien Langenstrassen aan die einde van die Bonanza, Hengel Bonanza. Annelien, hoe het gegaan vandag? Is julle tevrede met die hele dag, met die vangstes, met die sponsors, met die hele byeenkoms?
Het was absoluut fantastisch geweest. Ons het 'n wonderlike dag gehad. Ons was eintlik heeltemal surprised met die grootste vis. Ons het gedink die kabeljou gaan die vis vat vir die dag. En toe vat 'n stemra die vis, die Bonanza vis vir die dag met 'n 18,195 kg. En hy het al vroegoggend ingekom. Dit was een van ons eerste visse wat al ingekom het vanoggend. Ek dink die ou het sy naels afgebyt toe hierdie groot visse begin hang. Maar ek is baie bly vir hom. Hy het 'n Kersfeesgeldjie gekry en is ietsie vir die sak vir nuwe jaar.
Ek verstaan nie die grootste vis gaan aan die outehuis gegee word.
Korrek. Wat ons doen is elke hengelaar wie se naam op die bord was, dit hou ons die vis van. Ons gaan dit nou fillet en ons gaan dit nou aan die outehuis skenk.
Okay.
Uit liefdadigheid, yes.
Meeste van die vis is redelik ver noord gevang, noord van Henties Bay.
Noord van Henties Bay, almal meeste van die vis het by Paul, by myl vanaf Canopy af, Boring Bay, Winston, en dan het ons ook 'n visie gehad wat die leervis was en hy het by myl 7 uitgekom.
Excellent. Enige vooruitsigte vir volgende jaar? Ons kyk nou na 34 jaar, volgende jaar is 35 jaar wat hierdie Bonanza gaan plaasvind. Het julle al iets spesiaals in mind?
Ons dit hang nou net af van die COVID. As die COVID vir ons volgende jaar nou nie so hard vat nie, wil ons baie graag 'n groot tent opslaan en weer soos wat ons normaalweg dit gedoen het met die musiek, met die kroeg en dan bietjie stalletjies binne-in ook.
Excellent. Annelien, baie dankie.
Baie dankie.
Goeiemiddag, ons is hier saam met Ernst Petersen wat die Penquin Angling Bonanza 2021 se Bonanza vis gevang het. 'n Steenbra van 18 hoeveel?
18,195.
195. Nou vertel ons 'n bietjie meneer Petersen, waar presies en hoe het dit gewerk?
Ek het die vis vanmôre vroegmôre gevang by myl 87. Ek het eers ingegooi met 'n stukkie pulset en chokka toe vat 'n krapmieling. So hierdie driehoekkrappietjies. Toe gooi ek duine in en nie lank daarna nie toe trek hy belie my af.
Ja. Nou die vis wat jy nou gaan vat, wat gaan jy met hom maak?
Die vis?
Ja.
Nee, ek dink maar jy hou die vis.
Okay.
Ja.
Alright, ek dink wat hulle gaan doen is hulle gaan dit vir die outehuis gee.
Outehuis auction, ja.
En die geld, die gaan jy hou, né?
Ja nee, definitief.
En wat gaan jy daarmee maak?
Ek het nog nie so ver gedink. Ek het nie verwag ek gaan hierdie Bonanza dag wen nie. Almal het maar vanoggend opgestaan en kom probeer.
Okay. En hoe voel dit?
Ja, I'm overwhelmed. Is onbeskryfbaar. Is terrific.
Is dit die eerste keer wat jy Bonanza deelneem?
Nee, ek neem elke jaar deur, maar dis die eerste keer wat ek wen.
Excellent.
Prys wen.
Sal baie geluk en geniet dit en voorspoedige nuwe jaar.
Baie dankie selfe vir julle en dankie aan al die borgers en die dag wat die dag moontlik gemaak het. Dit was baie lekker.
Excellent.
Sien julle volgende jaar.
Dankie.
Baie dankie.
Goed, ons is hier saam met Christo van der Merwe, hy is hoofbemarker by King Price en hulle was die hoofborge van hierdie jaar se Henties Bay Hengel Bonanza wat deur die Penquin Angling Club georganiseer is. Christo, sê vir my 'n bietjie hoe die dag verloop volgens julle en vertel ons 'n bietjie hoekom julle die ding sponsor.
Man, baie dankie. Ek dink is 'n groot geleentheid gewees vir King Price en ons is baie dankbaar vir die borgskap. Ek dink die man het goed gedoen. Die Henties Bayers en die res van Namibië sien al baie lank uit na 2-3 jaar van COVID en die pandemie wat aan die gang is. Ek dink dit mense uitgesien om weer teen Desember 'n bietjie vis te vang en mense het uitgesien na 'n bietjie familie saamtrek en bietjie uit te kom na die viswaters toe. Ek dink dit was 'n groot sukses geweest. Hier's 'n paar visse wat groot uitgekom het en hier's 'n paar manne wat mooi visse gevang het. So ek dink dit was 'n groot sukses en ons is baie trots en dankbaar om as Namibiese maatskappy betrokke te wees by so 'n kompetisie.
Is daar enige rede hoekom julle belangstel in hierdie kompetisie?
Ja, ons is trots Namibies en ons glo daaraan om ons Namibiese maatskappye en Namibiese hengel clubs en so te ondersteun. En ja, ons kyk uit vir geleenthede om mense in die buurt te ondersteun. So ja, ons glo daaraan om die Namibiese mense ook te ondersteun en dit is hoekom ons hier is vandag.
Excellent. Chris, baie dankie.
Baie dankie.
Ich habe eine so eine Weste mitgebracht, die ich noch vom Papa Vollmann, ja. Weißt du, immer noch ja, danke.
I'll tell you why you bring your title, so if we do have troubles, we can get stuff loose if we have to. Now normally shackles, okay? When you tighten them up, they will hold. Keep it tight. Hold on. Okay, I'll do that. What? Wrong way around. Yeah, he's a loser.
Ons is met meneer Pieter Davison, een van die deelnemers hier by die offshore reis vandag. Hoe gaan dit vandag, meneer?
Baie goed en julle?
Ja, sê ons kan nie klaar nie.
Ja, sê.
Vertel vir ons 'n bietjie van die offshore reis.
Alright, die offshore reis is al, moet ek Engels selfs of Afrikaans, wat is beter? Okay, let me do it in English. The offshore race has been going since 1973 when the inception was there. In fact, the municipalities got together, Walvis Bay and Swakopmund, and they decided to do a race from Walvis Bay to Swakop. Just recently, and due to COVID, last year we decided that we would then take it around Langenstrassen up towards one of the oil rigs and then back to Walvis Bay. And the reason being was obviously largely to COVID, and most of the sailors decided that was a fantastic idea because logistically it's very, very difficult. Well, not, it is difficult. The sailors have to up trailers and take it over to Swakopmund to the mall. There's little space in and out there. And hence we decided to keep it offshore, give the Langstrand Mensa the joy seeing the boats because they get a good view of the boats when they come around the buoy along the beach. And then when the guys come up, there's quite a competitive race back. This year we've got 6 Hobie 16s that are participating and 1 Hobie 14. There may be more, we're not sure. We'll see who arrives to actually come and sail. And we look forward to the race. We've got very good sponsors. It is catamaran charters and also Skumans which are sponsoring this race for us, and we're very grateful to sponsors for this. We've got very good rescue crew in Theo Skuman, who's the Commodore of the club. And then we've also got Noel Jankovic, who've offered to do the rescue, and they're quite important. In fact, last year, your lady came out with one of the rescue boats and had very good footage of the race. And you guys are also quite welcome to do that this year if you so desire. We're sort of going to be starting maybe the 14 at 10 o'clock and the Hobies at 10:30. and we expect to finish anything between 1 and 2, depending on the wind, but the wind sort of looks to be starting off at about 8 knots, and then will gradually increase, and we will probably finish in about 18 knots of wind. And we look forward to a good race.
So you've been obviously you've been sailing for quite some time now. What does sailing mean to you?
Oh, a very long time. I think in terms of family commitments and things like that, it's fantastic, because if the family do get involved in it, a lot of your whole family can participate basically. And I think in terms of the Walker's Bay Yacht Club, who host these events, and we've had the national sailing events, we've had lasers.
And now for some sports. Max Betts, just 19 years old, is the new Pupkewitz Jetty Mile champion. He finished the 15th edition of the open water race of 1.92 kilometers, but more than a nautical mile, in 22 minutes and 19 seconds. Although having participated in the annual event several times, this was his first win. A humble Betts, to whom all credit is due for his strong performance, did acknowledge the absence of 8-time champion and open water Olympian Philipp Seidler, who did not take part this year due to a recovering shoulder injury. This year we had a chance now that Philipp did not take part, Betts told Erongo 24/7 at the finishing line. Betts said that his game plan was to stay right behind the leader, who was Nico Esslinger, until the jetty, where Betts then turned on the power to take the lead and win, although it was neck on neck to the very end. Now I'm going to eat something nice, Betts said, assuring that he hopes to return next year and hopefully beat Seidler's 2019 record of 18 minutes and 30 seconds. The first female to finish the mile of the approximately 200 participants was Molina Smalley, who labeled the race as pretty rough. I've swum this race for 8 years and this is the fittest I've ever been, so I thought I would give it a go and finished 6th overall. I am very happy and tired, she said. Jetty Mile organizer Yvonne Brinkman said it was very touching to see the tough competition along with the camaraderie between participants, which was touching to see. People work hard for this every year, and they will continue to work hard for the next year's event. This is what makes it even so popular, she said. And in our second story, after 65 years, the long Christmas tradition, which allows both amateurs and professionals to showcase their skills on the Swakopmund Football Club grounds, is still going strong as the oldest tournament of its kind in the country. The event offers an opportunity for soccer teams from all over the country to showcase their skill in the off-season and promotes soccer. The first day of the competition was on Sunday, the 26th of December, and it was reserved for the social division teams. 34 goals were scored in just 12 games. Players from all over the country gathered to celebrate the sport of soccer, and many competing teams even include players from abroad, mostly from Germany. Monday saw the league division teams in action, with teams from both divisions taking to the field on Tuesday and Wednesday. The action kicks off every day, 8 a.m. in the morning. Thank you very much. That was the sports for today.
Hi viewers, my name is Micheline Navatissis and I'm going to inform you about all the events that are taking place during the month of December. So from the 27th till the 28th, we have the Hobby Nationals taking place at the Walvis Bay Yacht Club. And for inquiries, you can contact 0811 294293 or 085 124 9591. Moving on, we have the Christmas Cup of SFC in Swakopmund, which started on the 26th and will end on the 29th of December. And for inquiries, you can contact 081 3384 720 or 081 4230 687. Moving on the same day, the 29th, we have the Rockfest with Ecovision at Laxette in Henties Bay. And for inquiries, you can contact 081 277 6575. On that same day, we have a F&B Golf Day in Henties Bay. And for inquiries, you can contact 085 75 99972. Moving on to the 30th of December, we have the Bonita Fundraiser Golf Day in Henties Bay. And for inquiries, you can contact 085 75 99972. Moving on to the 31st of December, we have the Spa Fun Run in Henties Bay. and the New Year's Eve dance at Henty's Bay Golf and Lifestyle Estate. And for inquiries, you can contact 085 75 99972. The last event for this month and the early next month, we have the Mateus Roots and TNSNL at Henty's Bay Golf and Lifestyle Estate, taking place from the 1st to the 2nd of January. And for inquiries, you can contact 085 75 99972. And that was your What's On. Hi viewers, my name is Michelina Vatisas and I'm joined by my co-host Kevin Santi. How are you, Kevin?
Oh, I'm very fine today, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. So for our weather report today, for Walvis Bay, the sun was out 17 minutes past 6 and will set 11 minutes just before 8 today. Walvis Bay will experience a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius with a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius predicted for tomorrow. A southwest wind will prevail with a speed of 13 kilometers per hour. But if you'd like to go fishing, the first high tide was 26 minutes past 10 in the morning, whereas the second one will be 14 minutes past 11 just before noon. The first low tide will be tomorrow morning, 12 minutes to 3, whereas the second one will be 4 minutes to 5 later today. How does Swakopmund look like, Kevin?
Oh, Swakopmund is looking fantastic. Sun rose at 18 minutes past 6 and will go down at 11 minutes to 8. The maximum temperature will be just around 20 degrees tomorrow as well. The minimum tomorrow will only be 16 degrees, however, so not that much of a steep decline in temperature. The wind is coming from a west-northwesterly direction at 13 km/h, and the first high tide was at 10:27, the first low tide at 3:48. The next high tide will be at just 11:15, and the next low tide at 4 minutes to 5. And how is it looking in Henty's Bay?
Quite similar conditions as Swakopmund, so the sun was out 18 minutes past 6 and will set 11 minutes just before 8 later today. Henty's Bay will experience a maximum of 21 degrees Celsius with a minimum of 16 and a maximum of 20 degrees Celsius predicted for tomorrow. A west-northwesterly wind will prevail with a speed of 13 kilometers per hour. Now, if you'd like to go fishing, the first high tide was 27 minutes past 10 in the morning, whereas the second one will be 17 minutes past 11 just before noon. The first low tide will be tomorrow morning, 10 minutes before 4, whereas the second one will be 4 minutes to 5 later today.
All right, in the inland, it's quite hot as always. The sun rose at 16 minutes past 6 and will bring a maximum temperature of 28 degrees. It will go down at 19:47. For tomorrow, the maximum temperature is also estimated at 28 degrees and the minimum temperature at 11 degrees. The wind is coming from a west-northwesterly direction, of course, at 13 kilometers per hour.
And for Usakos, the sun was out 6:15 and will set 18 minutes to 8. Usakos is also quite hot, I must say. Kevin experiencing a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius. That's too much, hey?
Too much for me.
With a minimum of 11 and a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius, again predicted for tomorrow. A west-northwesterly wind will prevail with a speed of 9 kilometers per hour. Moving on to Karibib.
Oh yes, Karibib is getting very hot as well. 34 degrees, just like Usakos. That comes from the sun that arose at 14 minutes past 6 today. It will set at 19:42. The maximum temperature for tomorrow is also 34 degrees, the minimum temperature 11 degrees. The wind is a northwesterly wind at 9 kilometers per hour.
And last but not least, for Omaruru, the sun rose 6:15 and will set 19 minutes to 8. Omaruru will experience a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius, similar to the previous two towns we just mentioned now, with a minimum of 11 and a maximum of 35 degrees Celsius predicted for tomorrow. A northwest wind will prevail with a speed of 11 kilometers per hour. That was your weather report for today. Thank you, Kevin.
Oh yes, wonderful December. Thank you, Micheline.
And unfortunately, that brings us to the end of our Erongo Talk episode for today. Otis?
Yes, Micheline, it has been a roller coaster ride. We were all over the place.
Definitely.
We were really all over the place. But it was good to keep Namibia informed.
It was, and I must say we were dominating the Erongo region, Otis, as
the
always.
whole scene.
The
actually,
whole
eh?
scene,
yes. We are still in times of COVID, so we need to mask up, we need to keep on sanitizing, and we need to keep to the social distancing, very important. Yes, what else, Micheline?
Yes, so if you'd like to share your news, your festivities, your video clips with us, do not hesitate to send it to us on 0811 7040. I repeat, 0811 7040. And if you'd like to be updated with the latest news, don't hesitate to visit our website on www.erongo.com.na. I repeat, www.erongo.com.na. And if you would want to watch our NMH TV shows, not just Erongo Talk, but many other shows that we have, go on to our website, which is oneup2.com. I repeat, oneup2.com, and you will be entertained for the rest of the remaining days of the December and also the coming year.
Yes, and then for tomorrow, we'll be heading to Walvis Bay for a change.
Yes.
We're going to be in Walvis Bay tomorrow, but until then, we need to say
goodbye.
Stay safe and bye.
Cheerio, like Otis would say.
Yes.
Hey ladies, And I know it's been a long time.